What's up, y'all? It's your girl Lyric back on the tube with another video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment below. So y'all, I am like fresh off of stubbing my toe on a Kool-Aid 40-pack, I think, jammer box. Half my toes is numb right now, and I'm so mad about it, and I'm just like, all right, y'all, so this video is going to be about navigating through grief and dealing with, sorry, y'all. What is going on? I know I haven't posted a video in a couple of weeks, and it's not because I did not have the desire to be consistent. I definitely have the desire to be consistent. I just lost someone very, very close to me, and I'm trying not to get emotional while I say this. I lost somebody very, very close to me. I lost my grandma. I have never lost somebody that I was that close with ever in my life. That whole week of when she passed was just weird for me. It was really weird. It's, you know, I feel like in life you experience different kinds of pain, and that was a pain that I've never experienced before. I've never been in such a, I've never experienced that level of grief, and I don't know if grief has levels or not, but I just know that, like I mentioned, that was the first person I've lost that I was that close to. Just context, my grandma was, I was always with her when I was younger. She didn't drive, so I would ride the bus with her through town, and we would go to stores, and she would always get me things, and I spent a lot of time with her in my childhood. We lived with her for I want to say a year or so, maybe a couple years, and even the time that we didn't live with her, I was always with her. She would watch us while my mom went to work, me and my siblings, and we were just always with her. And then even in college, my mom has 50 kids. Not literally, she has 7, but it just feels like 50. But when I would come home from winter and summer breaks, there wasn't any room for me to come back to. Like, from when I was in college, like, if I came back, I would have to be sharing a room with somebody, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that for real. So my grandma had a basement apartment, and I don't know why I always say basement apartment. I think I say that because there were spiders, and I can't stand spiders. Like, I'm terrified of spiders, so that was like a little issue for me. But she had a second room, so I would stay in her second room. So for 4 years, like, every time I'm home, can't talk. Every time I was home on summer and winter breaks, I would stay with her. She was just the best. I even stayed in the building that she was in after I graduated college and I had come back to my hometown. I stayed in the apartment building. She was on the first floor, I was on the second floor, and like I said, she didn't drive, so I would always take her to the store and would always take her to get her medicine. She always wanted me to pick up her medicine at Walgreens. She'd be like, Lyric, it's ready now, I can go get it when you get off. And I'm like, okay. But she was so funny. She was hilarious. I feel like, you know, I got her humor. She was absolutely hilarious. She was so funny, and it did a lot to me. And the pain I felt was like, I've experienced pain before, but that was just a different type that I had never experienced before. And it was really rough to deal with, but I feel like, and I don't know if it was because it was like the final goodbye, but after the funeral, I felt like I could breathe a little bit. You know, it kind of felt like after she passed that I was holding my breath. And then when I got to the funeral, and you know, I've been to funerals and I've been to visitations, and I've seen like the body of the person that passed, and I would be sad, but seeing my grandma's was just a different, it was just, yeah, yeah. So I'm saying all of this because I really just want to talk about how I've been navigating through grief. I've realized that it comes and goes. You know, someone who, and I do want to say that I recognize that I'm extremely blessed to say that my grandma's the first person that has passed that I've been that close with. There's people that have experienced loss after loss after loss of people that, of sons, daughters, mothers, fathers. I recognize I'm extremely blessed to say that first off. So yeah, but I've realized it comes and goes, and for those who unfortunately have lost many loved ones in their life, they're probably like, duh. But it 1 minute I think I'm fine, and then the next minute I'm not at all. I'm not. I was hesitant even of putting pictures of her in my house. There's a couple in my hallway, but even now I can't really look at them because it just gets me, and I don't know when it's gonna get better, when it'll get more manageable, if it gets more manageable, but I feel like I'll always feel it. But I do want to say that it's a pain I've never experienced before, but my voice is cracking. It's a pain I've never experienced before, but I've also experienced God in a different way that I've never experienced before. You know, I have just been so hurt the past couple weeks and just been thinking about all the times I spent with my grandma. Like, did I tell her I loved her enough? Did I visit her enough? Was I too nonchalant about some things when I really should have, you know, opened up and told her how much I loved her? And you know, you just get in your head and you just start thinking of everything that you probably wish you could have done better when they were here. And sorry. And that's been something recently that I've been struggling with. But when I was talking about how I've experienced God in a way that I've never experienced before, you know, the scripture says that he's near to the brokenhearted and he saves the crushed in spirit. The past couple weeks I have felt crushed. I have felt extremely crushed. And the thing about life is that when you feel extremely crushed, the bills are still due. You still have children. You still have things going on. My grandma passed on a Tuesday. I want to say it was the 29th. And I had to be in a wedding that same weekend. And the girls were the flower girls. And I could not. I mean, it more than likely would have been a good excuse, but this is somebody's. I couldn't even think about not still being in the wedding. I just couldn't think about it, especially for a friend who has shown up and supported me in every way and has just poured into me in times when I really needed it, in times when she's just amazing. And we've been through so much together. I've experienced her crazy toxic relationships firsthand. We were college roommates, and it was like a double date every day because we were rooming with, it was me and my boyfriend at that time, and then her and her boyfriend at that time. And yeah, so we've experienced and gone through a lot of things together, and I wanted to show up for her regardless of, you know, what I was going through. I wanted to show up for her like she always shows up for me. So I was in the wedding, and then the weekend after was the funeral, and then the weekend of the funeral I had to go to 2 birthday dinners that I didn't end up going to because I was helping with all of the services and all of that. But then this past weekend I had to preach today. I had to go to a birthday party yesterday. It's like life does not stop just because you're going through something. So trying to navigate grief and deal with grief and then still go about life is hard. And even though I felt crushed, I still had to go about it. And God, I just think about when Lazarus died and, Mary and Martha were weeping and upset, and how God paused and sat in that, in the grief, in the pain. And that's just how I've felt this past, from the time my grandma's passed up until now. I have felt like God has just been sitting with me and just literally sitting with me and comforting me. And I've seen him as a comforter this past couple weeks. I've seen him as just someone who is saving the crushed in spirit, because I don't even know how I've had any type of strength to do anything the past couple weeks, because I have just wanted to kind of climb in a little cocoon and just be sad. And I have, so good, God has given me so much strength to get through my day-to-day, and so much strength to just still keep pushing despite how I'm feeling, and still keep pushing despite how sad I may be, and still keep pushing despite how crushed I may be. But he also sits with me when I do have those moments of sadness, when I am crying, when I feel just crushed and upset and hurt and confused. He sits with me in that, and I just feel his presence, and I feel like you're here with me, almost like he's kind of just has his arms around me, or like giving me a hug, or telling me it's gonna be okay. That's just how it feels. And I just thank him for being there for me, because I haven't felt scolded or anything like, oh, death is inevitable, that death is gonna happen, like, get up and get over it. I haven't felt that from him, because he's not that type of God. He's a kind God. He's a God who is there, and he sits with you, and he loves you, and he feels what you feel. I feel like it's very important with any type of pain to lean into God. Lean into God every day, especially when you feel crushed, especially when you feel sad, especially when you feel confused, depressed, all of that. Seek God out. Seek him out. Sometimes when you are that crushed and you are that disappointed, you may want to act on your emotions and act on the feelings that you are feeling, and then get unhinged and just start doing things that you shouldn't necessarily be doing because you have the current state that you are in. Avoid that as much as you can, because you're just going to look back and be like, dang, I wish I would have handled that disappointment better. I wish I would have handled that sadness better. I wish I would have leaned into God instead of leaning into things that I thought were going to bring me some type of temporary satisfaction. I wish that I would have focused on God. I wish I would have asked him to help me, to give me strength, because I'm weak right now, instead of going to different things that I shouldn't have gone into, and then other people, excusing the behavior in a way because you're vulnerable, and excusing it because, you weren't in the right state of mind because of what just happened. I don't want that. I want to focus on God. I don't want to go to other things and then feel like it's justified because of my current state of mind. Because when you're going through it, and you're gonna go through it, when you're going through it, and when life happens, and when unexpected, tragic things happen, that's when you need to lean on God the most. That's when you need to go to him the most, and depend on his strength that he will give you, because you don't have any strength to give, or to use to operate. So it's so important to have good community as well. When you go through tough times, you really realize the type of people that are around you. And I am just so grateful to say that I have the most amazing friends, because they have been, just so patient with me. And when I say patient, I mean I have just been an emotional roller coaster, And I have just been trying to, you know, get back to feeling normal. And when I say normal, I just mean like stable, because I felt like I was just crying and just, you know, just all over the place. And they have been so patient with me, so kind, so loving, so supportive. You know, my friends came to my grandma's service. My friend that I was in the wedding for, she drove down, and we're 2 hours away. Her and her husband, go ahead, girl. Her now husband drove 2 hours to come to my grandma's funeral. So I just have the best community ever, best community. So yeah, that's just really what's been, I guess it's like a life update slash what I'm dealing with currently, and just what I've been learning about, you know, this level of grief that I've been experiencing. But I just thank God through it all. I truly just thank him, and I know that he'll get me through this just like he's gotten me through everything else. So yeah, if you are experiencing any type of pain, not just grief, but any type of pain, just don't go out acting all unhinged. Don't go acting all unhinged. Lean on God and ask him to help you remain stable, and ask him to help you make good decisions even in the state of mind that you are in, and he will help you and he'll guide you. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a little heavy, but I hope I didn't make anybody sad in this video. That wasn't my intention. I was just trying to, you know, talk about the season. Not even season. I just wanted to talk about, you know, where I was at this present time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I feel like that's weird to say after, you know, what I talked about in the title of the video, but yeah. Like this video, comment below, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.